Commander Deho stood at the viewing window of the observation ship, his eyes fixed on the blue planet below, Earth, so small in the vast darkness of space, yet the cause of so much worry among the collective. "Commander, the Council is waiting for your report," said a voice behind him. Deho turned to see Juri, his research partner for the past 5 years. Her face showed concern. "Let them wait," Deho said. "I need to be sure." The collective had watched Earth for over 300 years. They had seen humans fight wars, build cities, and slowly reach for the stars. The collective, made up of the 12 most advanced species in the galaxy, had strict rules about which planets could join them. Most planets followed a clear path of growth. Their development was easy to predict. Earth was different. "The humans don't follow the normal pattern," Deho said, more to himself than to Juri. "They jump ahead, then fall back. They create beautiful art and terrible weapons with the same minds." Juri joined him at the window. "That's why they're interesting. They're not like the others." The ship's computer beeped. A message from the High Council. Deho sighed and pressed the button to accept the call. The stern face of Min Su, leader of the High Council, appeared on the screen. His species aged very slowly, and Min Su had led the council for over 1,000 years. "Commander Deho, we expected your report 2 days ago," Min Su said. His voice was cold. "I needed more time to study," Deho replied. "Earth is unusual." "Unusual is dangerous," Min Su said. "The Council has reviewed your early data. We find these humans to be too unpredictable. They will be marked as a level 4 threat. No contact allowed." Deho felt his heart sink. A level 4 rating meant Earth would be cut off from the rest of the galaxy forever. "High Counselor, with respect, I believe that would be a mistake," Deho said. "The humans have great potential." "Potential for what?" Min Su asked. "In just 100 years they went from simple flying machines to landing on their moon. In 50 more years they created a worldwide information network. Their rate of progress is alarming." "It's impressive," Juri cut in. "No other species has advanced so quickly." Min Su's eyes narrowed. "That is exactly the problem. They are unpredictable. The collective has kept peace in this galaxy for 10,000 years by following the rules. Species that develop too quickly always destroy themselves, or worse, they destroy others." Deho knew he had to try one more time. "Give me permission to send a small team down to Earth. Let us study them up close. Then we can make a final decision." The call was silent for a long moment. Finally, Min Su spoke. "Request denied, Commander. Return to base immediately. The Council's decision is final." The screen went black. Juri put her hand on Deho's shoulder. "I'm sorry. I know you believe in them." Deho stared at Earth again. In all his years of exploring the galaxy, he had never seen a species like humans. They were violent one moment and kind the next. They fought over small differences, yet worked together to solve big problems. They were a puzzle he couldn't solve, and now he would never get the chance unless— "Juri, what do you think of humans?" "Really think?" She thought for a moment. "I think they're special, different from any species we've studied. They don't just follow facts and logic like most advanced species. They use feelings and intuition too. Sometimes they solve problems in ways that make no sense but still work." "Would you risk your career to learn more about them?" Deho asked. Juri's eyes widened. "You're not thinking of—" "I can't let the Council make this mistake," Deho said. "We need to know more. A small team just to observe. No contact with the humans." "The Council will remove you from command," Juri warned. "Only if they find out." Deho called for his tactical officer. A moment later, young Tae-min entered the room and saluted. "Tae-min, I have a special mission for you," Deho said. "Unofficial, dangerous. You can say no." Tae-min stood taller. "I follow your orders, Commander." "Not this time. This isn't an order. The Council has forbidden contact with Earth. What I'm asking goes against their decision." Tae-min looked at Earth through the window. Is that them? The humans? Yes. I've studied the reports, Taemin said. They're different from other species we've found. They make art. They care for animals with no survival value. They help strangers. They also fight wars and destroy their own planet, Juri added. True, Taemin said. But they try to be better. I want to see them for myself. Daeho nodded. Take a small ship and a team of 3. Land somewhere remote. Observe only. Learn what you can, then return in 7 days. What will you tell the council? Taemin asked. That we had equipment problems. It will buy you time. 2 hours later, Taemin's small ship left the main vessel. Daeho watched it disappear into Earth's atmosphere. I hope you know what you're doing, Juri said. So do I. Taemin's ship touched down in a forest far from human cities. With him were Jun, a language expert, Yoon, a technology analyst, and Hana, a cultural specialist. Scans show a small human settlement 5 kilometers from here, Jun said. Population approximately 200. Good, Taemin replied. Small enough to avoid notice, but we can still observe their daily lives. The team wore special suits that made them look human. Their ship was hidden under technology that bent light around it, making it invisible. Remember the rules, Taemin told his team. We watch, we listen. We do not interact with humans under any circumstance. They walked through the forest toward the settlement. Earth's air was different from their home worlds, thicker, filled with the smells of plants and soil. It's beautiful, Hana said. Their world is so alive. The team reached the edge of the forest. Below them, in a small valley, was the human settlement. Simple buildings lined a main street. Humans walked between them, talking, laughing. They look so much like us, Yoon whispered. The council says they're dangerous, but they seem normal. That's why we're here, Taemin said, to see the truth for ourselves. They watched as the sun set and lights came on in the settlement. Music drifted up to them, something with strings and voices singing together. Their music uses mathematics they haven't even discovered yet, Jun said, listening carefully. How is that possible? Suddenly a sound came from behind them. The team turned quickly. A human child stood there, maybe 10 years old. A boy with curious eyes. Hello? The boy said. Are you lost? Taemin froze. First contact was never supposed to happen like this, with a child in a forest. What should he do? The boy took a step closer. It's okay. I can show you the way to town. My name is Sung-ho. What's yours? 4 of the most advanced beings in the galaxy stared at the small human, completely at a loss for what to do next. And with that simple meeting, everything changed. High Counselor Min-soo paced the large circular chamber. The 11 other members of the collective's High Council sat in silence. No one wanted to speak first. Show me the report again, Min-soo finally said. A large screen lit up in the center of the room. Data about Earth scrolled past. Population growth, technology advancement, resource usage, warfare patterns. This cannot be right, said Ha-jun, the representative of the Voidwalkers. His species had mastered the space between dimensions thousands of years ago. No species develops this randomly. There should be a pattern. But there isn't, replied another council member. The humans jump from one discovery to another with no logical path. Min-soo stopped pacing. Where is Commander Daeho? He should be here by now. As if on cue, the chamber doors opened. Daeho entered with Juri close behind. They both bowed to the council. You are late, Commander, Min-soo said coldly. My apologies, High Counselor. We had some equipment problems that needed my attention. Min-soo did not look convinced, but he moved on. Your reports on the humans are troubling. Explain why you believe they are special. Daeho stepped forward. The humans don't follow normal development patterns. Most species master one area of science, then move to the next in a clear order. Humans work on everything at once. That is inefficient, Ha-jun said. Yes, But it leads to surprising connections, Juri added. They solve problems in ways we would never think of. Minsu frowned. Give us an example. Juri touched her data pad. The main screen changed to show human medical history. When humans couldn't cure diseases, they tried something no other species has done. They took harmful things, viruses and bacteria, and made them harmless. Then they put these harmless versions into their bodies to train their immune systems. They called it vaccination. That's reckless, said one council member. But it worked, Juri replied. They saved billions of lives with this method. Ha-Jun stood up. This unpredictability is exactly why they are dangerous. We cannot know what they will do next. I recommend immediate quarantine of Earth. No contact, no technology sharing, nothing. Daeho felt his chest tighten. This was what he feared. Counselor Ha-Jun, with respect, closing off Earth would be a mistake. Humans have much to offer the collective. Like what? Ha-Jun demanded. They still fight wars. They damage their own planet. Half their population lives in poverty, while the other half wastes resources. What could they possibly teach us? Before Daeho could answer, the chamber doors burst open again. A young aide rushed in, breaking all rules of council protocol. Forgive me, High Counselors, the aide said, out of breath. We have an emergency. Minsu's eyes narrowed. Speak. One of our observation teams has made contact with humans. Direct contact. The room erupted in voices. Minsu raised his hand and silence fell again. Explain, he ordered. The aide looked nervously at Daeho. A small ship left Commander Daeho's main vessel yesterday. It landed on Earth. The team was discovered by a human child. All eyes turned to Daeho. Minsu's face darkened with anger. You directly disobeyed council orders, Minsu said, his voice dangerously quiet. Daeho stood tall. I did what I believed was necessary for proper assessment. Who leads this team? Minsu demanded. Tactical Officer Tai-min, Daeho admitted, with 3 specialists. Call them back immediately, Ha-Jun said. It's too late, the aide said. The team has gone silent. We lost contact 2 hours ago. Back on Earth, Tai-min and his team sat frozen as the human child, Sung-ho, stared at them with curiosity. You look funny, Sung-ho said. Your clothes are strange. Tai-min didn't know what to do. Their mission rules were clear, no contact with humans. But here was a human child talking to them. We are travelers, Jun said carefully, using the human language she had studied. Sung-ho smiled. I knew it. You're not from around here. Where are you from? The 4 aliens looked at each other. This was getting worse by the second. Far away, Yoon said. Like another country? Sung-ho asked. Hana knelt down to be at eye level with the boy. Yes, like that. We should go now. It was nice to meet you. Wait, Sung-ho said. You can come to my house. My mom makes the best food. Are you hungry? Before they could answer, they heard more voices coming through the trees. Adult voices calling Sung-ho's name. That's my parents, Sung-ho said. They're looking for me. I'll tell them I found you. No, all 4 aliens said at once. But it was too late. Sung-ho turned and yelled, Mom! Dad, I'm over here. I found some travelers. Tai-min made a quick decision. We need to leave now. We can't just run, Hana argued. That will seem suspicious. Our mission is compromised either way, Tai-min said. Eun, call the ship. Emergency. Pick up. Yoon pressed a button on his wrist. Nothing happened. Something's wrong, Yoon said, pressing again. The ship isn't responding. 2 adult humans appeared through the trees. A man and a woman, clearly Sung-ho's parents. They stopped when they saw the 4 strangers. Hello, the man said cautiously. Are you lost? There's no hiking trail up here. Tai-min tried to look normal. We took a wrong turn. The woman looked at them closely. Even in the growing darkness, Tai-min could see suspicion in her eyes. Your clothes, she said. They don't look right. Sung-ho tugged at his mother's hand. Mom, they talk funny too. I think they're from very far away. The man stepped forward. I'm Kang, this is my wife's son, and you've met our son, Sung-ho. Who are you? Taemin knew they were in trouble. Their disguises were good but not perfect. Up close, humans would notice the small differences. I am Taemin, he said, deciding that truth was safer than more lies. These are my friends, Jun, Hun, and Hana. Where are you from? Kang asked. Before Taemin could answer, a bright light flashed in the sky above them. All 7 figures looked up. What was that? Sun asked. Taemin knew exactly what it was. The collective had found them, and they were not happy. Back in the council chamber, Min-soo watched the emergency signal from Earth. The team has been discovered, he said gravely. This is why we have rules, Commander Daeho. This is why Earth was to be left alone. Daeho stepped forward. High Counselor, please. Let me go to Earth myself. I can fix this. You have done enough, Min-soo replied. The Council will vote now on how to proceed. The 12 members entered their votes privately. The result appeared on Min-soo's screen. His face showed no emotion as he read it. The Council has decided. Earth is now classified as a Level 5 threat, the highest possible. All observation will cease. No ships will approach their solar system. Earth will be completely isolated from the galactic community. Daeho couldn't believe what he was hearing. And Taemin's team? What about them? Min-soo looked at him coldly. They are on their own. What was that light? Kang asked again, staring at the sky. Taemin's mind raced. The bright flash was clearly a collective ship entering Earth's atmosphere. His team's mission was completely ruined now. Maybe it was a meteor, Sun suggested. But she kept looking at the 4 strangers with doubt in her eyes. Sung-ho pulled on Taemin's sleeve. Are you okay? You look scared. Yoon tapped his communication device again. Still no contact with our ship, he whispered to Taemin. We need to go, Taemin said to the human family. Thank you for your help, but we should leave now. Leave to where? Kang asked. It's getting dark and the town is 5 kilometers away. Do you have a car nearby? Before Taemin could answer, a low humming sound filled the air. The trees around them began to shake. A bright spotlight cut through the darkness from above. What's happening? Sun grabbed Sung-ho and pulled him close. Taemin recognized the sound. A collective enforcement ship. They had come to clean up his team's mistake, and clean up in collective terms often meant removing all evidence, including witnesses. He made a quick decision. Listen to me, Taemin said urgently to the human family. You need to run, now. Go back to your town as fast as you can. Run from what? Kang demanded. The humming grew louder. The spotlight moved through the trees, searching. Please, Jun added. We don't want you to get hurt. Sun looked at the 4 strangers, then at the strange light. Who are you people? Really? Hana stepped forward. There's no time to explain, but that light is dangerous. Please take your son and go. Something in Hana's voice must have convinced Sun. She nodded and took Sung-ho's hand firmly. Kang, let's go, she said. Kang hesitated for a moment, then nodded. Okay, but what about you 4? We'll be fine, Taemin lied. Go. The human family turned and ran back through the trees toward their town. As soon as they were gone, Taemin faced his team. The collective has found us. They know we broke the rules. What do we do? Yoon asked. We need to hide, Taemin said. If they find us, they'll take us back for punishment. But if they find that human family, he didn't need to finish. They all knew what happened to species that learned about the collective before they were ready. This way, Hana said, pointing away from where the human family had gone. We'll draw them away from the humans. The 4 aliens ran through the dark forest, away from the town. The humming sound followed them. In the small town below, Ji-hoon sat in his research lab, staring at his computer screen. As the head scientist at the remote research facility, he often worked late into the night. Tonight, something strange was happening. His instruments were picking up unusual energy readings from the forest, and earlier, he had seen a bright flash of light in the sky. Are you still here? A voice asked from the doorway. Ji-hoon looked up to see Eun-ha. the facility's security chief watching him with her arms crossed. Just finishing up, Ji-hoon said. Have you seen anything strange tonight? Yun-ha stepped into the room. Like what? Like a flash of light over the North Forest? Or energy readings that make no sense? She raised an eyebrow. No, but now I'm curious. Show me. Ji-hoon turned his screen so she could see. These energy patterns don't match anything I've ever seen. It's like something not from Earth. Yun-ha gave him a look. Are you saying aliens? Ji-hoon laughed nervously. No, of course not, probably just equipment malfunction. Suddenly, the door to the lab burst open. Kang rushed in out of breath, with Sun and Sung-ho behind him. Ji-hoon. Something's happening in the forest, Kang said between deep breaths. Ji-hoon stood up quickly. Kang was his cousin and he lived at the edge of town. What's wrong? Ji-hoon asked. We found people in the forest, Sun explained. Strange people. Their clothes were odd, and they spoke differently. And then a bright light came from the sky, Sung-ho added excitedly. They got scared and told us to run. Ji-hoon and Yun-ha exchanged looks. Exactly when did you see this light? Ji-hoon asked. Kang checked his watch. About 20 minutes ago. Ji-hoon turned back to his computer. That matches my readings exactly. Yun-ha moved to the window and looked out toward the forest. There's something up there now. I can see lights, moving between the trees. Ji-hoon joined her at the window. She was right. Strange lights danced between the distant trees. I'm calling the police, Kang said, pulling out his phone. Wait, Ji-hoon said. Let's check it out first. Yun-ha stared at him. Are you serious? If there's something dangerous up there. What if it's not dangerous? Ji-hoon asked. What if it's important? Think about it. Strange energy readings, lights in the sky, unusual people. Don't you want to know what's happening? Yun-ha sighed. Fine, but I'm bringing my gun. Taemin and his team hid beneath a fallen tree as the collective enforcement ship hovered overhead. Its spotlight swept back and forth through the forest. They've almost found us, June whispered. What will they do when they find us? Hana asked. Taemin had no comforting answer. The Council has strict rules about contact with underdeveloped planets. We broke those rules. So we'll be punished, Yoon said. Yes. And so will Commander Daeho for sending us. The spotlight stopped moving. It had found them. Bright light flooded their hiding place. Tactical Officer Taemin, a voice boomed from the ship. By order of the High Council, you and your team are to surrender immediately. Taemin stood slowly, hands raised. His team followed his example. We surrender, Taemin called out. A beam shot down from the ship, but instead of the transport beam Taemin expected, it was a stun field. All 4 aliens fell to the ground, unable to move. Containment team deploying, the voice from the ship announced. As Taemin lay paralyzed on the forest floor, he heard new sounds. Footsteps approaching through the trees. Human footsteps. With great effort, he turned his head. Through the bright light, he could make out figures walking toward them. 2 humans, a man and a woman. The woman held something in her hands. A weapon, Taemin realized. The man stopped and stared up at the hovering ship in wonder. My God, the man said. It's real. The collective ship's spotlight swung to the humans. New targets identified, the ship's voice announced. Preparing memory wipe. No, Taemin tried to shout, but his voice was too weak. The woman raised her weapon toward the ship, and everything changed once again. Hyunha's gun seemed small and useless against the massive ship hovering above them, but she held it steady. Ji-hoon, get back, she said, her voice calm despite the impossible situation. Ji-hoon didn't move. He stared at the 4 strange figures, lying on the ground, then at the ship. His scientist's mind was racing, trying to understand what he was seeing. They're not human, he whispered. A beam of light shot from the ship toward Yun-ha. Without thinking, Ji-hoon jumped forward and pushed her out of the way. They both fell to the ground as the beam hit a tree behind them, turning it to ash instantly. Move! Yun-ha shouted. She grabbed Ji-hoon's arm and pulled him behind a large rock. The ship fired again. The forest around them was lighting up with each blast. "We need to help them," Ji-hoon said, pointing to the 4 aliens still lying paralyzed. "In the clearing." "Are you crazy? That ship is trying to kill us." "Look at them," Ji-hoon insisted. "They're victims too. The ship is attacking them as well." Yoon-ha peered over the rock. Ji-hoon was right. The 4 strange people were clearly in trouble. They were moving slightly now, fighting against whatever held them down. "Fine," Yoon-ha said. "But if we die doing this, I'll never forgive you." Ji-hoon smiled slightly. "Noted." They waited for the ship to move to the other side of the clearing, then ran toward the fallen aliens. Ji-hoon reached Taemin first and knelt beside him. "Can you move?" he asked. Taemin's eyes were wide with surprise. "Why, are you helping us?" "Good question," Yoon-ha said as she helped June to her feet. "Let's discuss it when we're not being shot at." The paralysis was wearing off. Soon all 4 aliens could stand, though they were shaky. "We need to run," Hana said. "The enforcement ship won't stop until it completes its mission." "Which is what?" Yoon-ha asked. "To capture us," Yoon explained. "And to remove all evidence that we were here." "Evidence including us, I'm guessing," Ji-hoon said. Taemin nodded grimly. "Yes, I'm sorry." The ship turned back toward them, its lights growing brighter. "Targets located," came the mechanical voice. "Preparing final containment." "This way," Ji-hoon said, pointing toward a path through the trees. "My research facility is just down the hill. We might be safe there." They ran through the dark forest, the ship following above the treetops. Every few seconds it would fire. Another beam, just missing them. "Why is it missing?" Yoon-ha asked as they ran. "If that ship has such advanced technology, why can't it hit us?" "It's not trying to kill you," Taemin said between breaths. "Just stun and capture. They'll want to erase your memories." "Well, that's comforting," Yoon-ha muttered. After 10 minutes of running, they reached Ji-hoon's research facility. It was a small building at the edge of town, surrounded by a fence. Ji-hoon quickly unlocked the gate and they all rushed inside. "Will this building stop that ship?" Hana asked. "No," Ji-hoon admitted, "but this might help." He pointed to a large satellite dish on the roof. "It's an experimental electromagnetic pulse generator. If I can modify it, maybe we can disable the ship temporarily." "How long will that take?" Taemin asked. 10 minutes, maybe?" Taemin looked out the window. The ship was hovering just above the trees, scanning the area. "We might not have 10 minutes." In the collective's high council chamber, alarms were blaring. The large screen showed multiple warning messages. "What is happening?" Min-soo demanded. A technician worked frantically at a control panel. "The enforcement ship reports that humans have made contact with our team. 2 humans are helping. The rogue agents escape." Min-soo slammed his fist on the table. "This is exactly what we feared. Humans are unpredictable and dangerous. They are helping aliens they just met instead of fearing them." Commander Daeho, who had been ordered to stay in the chamber, stepped forward. "Or maybe they're showing compassion, helping those in need, even if they're different." "Silence!" Min-soo shouted. "Your reckless actions have caused this crisis." The screen changed to show a new alert. More council members rushed into the chamber, their faces showing concern. "High Counselor," the technician said. "We're detecting an unusual energy buildup at the human location. They appear to be modifying some kind of technology." "What kind of technology?" Hajun asked. "Unknown, but the energy signature is growing rapidly." Min-soo turned to the full council. "This confirms our worst fears. These humans have seen our technology for mere minutes, and they're already adapting their own devices to counter it." "We must contain this immediately," Hajun said. "Send more ships. Remove all evidence." "You mean kill the humans?" Daeho said flatly. Hajun's face hardened. "If necessary, yes. 2 human lives versus the safety of the entire galaxy." Juri, who had been quiet until now, spoke up. "What if we're wrong about them? What if humans aren't a threat, but a new kind of ally?" "That's a risk we cannot take," Min-soo said. He turned to the technician. Order the enforcement ship to use maximum containment. No witnesses can remain. Back at the research facility, Ji-hoon worked frantically on the satellite dish controls. Yun-ha stood guard at the door with her gun, though she knew it would do little good. Taemin and his team were explaining everything to them: the collective, the observation of Earth, their mission gone wrong. So this collective has been watching us for centuries? Ji-hoon asked as he worked. Yes, Taemin said. Your planet is unique. Humans develop differently than other species. How so? Ji-hoon connected two wires and the dish above them hummed to life. You create solutions no one else thinks of, June explained. You make mental leaps that should be impossible. Yun-ha laughed. That doesn't sound very scary. It is. To them, Hana said, the collective likes order and prediction. Humans are neither orderly nor predictable. A loud bang came from outside. The enforcement ship had found them. It's powering up weapons, Yoon said, looking out the window. Almost ready, Ji-hoon said. Sweat dripped from his forehead as he made the final adjustments. This pulse should disrupt their systems temporarily. The ship fired. The blast hit the building's roof, shaking the entire structure. Ji-hoon, Yun-ha shouted. Now would be good. Done. Ji-hoon pressed a button. The satellite dish glowed bright blue, then released a wave of energy in all directions. The effect was immediate. The enforcement ship's lights flickered and went dark. It drifted sideways, then dropped several meters before its backup systems engaged. It worked, Taemin said in amazement. Ji-hoon smiled. Basic electromagnetic pulse. Nothing fancy. Nothing fancy, Yoon repeated. You just disabled an advanced alien ship with equipment you built in a small lab on Earth. See? Hana said to her fellow aliens. This is why the collective fears humans. Before they could celebrate further, more lights appeared in the sky above them. Oh no, Taemin whispered. They've sent more ships. Ji-hoon looked at his controls. The pulse generator needs time to recharge. We can't do that again right away. Yun-ha moved away from the window. So what do we do now? Taemin looked at his team, then at the two humans who had risked their lives to help strangers from another world. We need to contact the collective directly, he said, and show them they're wrong about humans. Contact the collective directly? Yun-ha stared at Taemin. How would we even do that? Taemin looked at the equipment in Ji-hoon's lab. If we can modify your satellite dish to disable their ship, maybe we can use it to send a message too. Outside, 3 more collective ships circled the building. Their lights swept over the windows, searching for a way in. They'll break through soon, Hana warned. Ji-hoon moved quickly between computers. I think I can help. My research is about communication signals. If your people use any kind of standard transmission, I might be able to copy it. Taemin nodded. Our ships use quantum pulse signals, but you'd need quantum pulse? Ji-hoon interrupted. Like quantum entanglement? Yes, exactly. Ji-hoon smiled. I've been working on that for 2 years. Wait here. He ran to another room and came back carrying a small device. This is my prototype quantum signal generator. It's not perfect, but it might work. Yoon and June exchanged surprised looks. Your species has quantum technology already? June asked. Just barely, Ji-hoon admitted. This is cutting-edge research, but maybe with your help we can make it strong enough to reach your leaders. The building shook as one of the ships fired a warning shot. Time's running out, Yun-ha said. Whatever you're going to do it fast. Taemin, Yoon, Jun, and Hana gathered around Ji-hoon's device. Together they began modifying it, connecting it to the satellite dish on the roof. If this works, Taemin said as they worked, we can send a message directly to the High Council. Show them that humans aren't what they think. And what do they think we are? Yun-ha asked. Hana looked up from the wires she was connecting. They think you're dangerous, unpredictable, a threat to the galaxy. Because we helped you? Ji-hoon asked. Partly, Taemin said. But mainly because you develop in ways they don't understand. Most species follow clear patterns. Humans jump between ideas, connecting things that should have no connection. Another blast hit the building, the lights flickered. Almost ready, Ji-hoon said. But we need more power. Yoon-ha pointed to a cabinet on the wall. Emergency generator. Will that help? Perfect. They connected the generator. The device hummed to life, glowing with a soft blue light. It's working, Taemin said in surprise. You actually did it. What do we say? Ji-hoon asked. How do we convince them we're not a threat? Taemin thought for a moment. We need to speak to them in a way they'll understand. Show them what makes humans special isn't dangerous, it's valuable. Outside, the ships were preparing for a final attack. Their weapons glowed, ready to fire. Send this message, Taemin said, typing quickly on the computer connected to the quantum device. The message went out just as the ships fired. In the High Council chamber, alarms blared again. The ships are in position, the technician reported. They're beginning final containment procedures. Min-soo nodded grimly. Proceed. Suddenly, the main screen changed. A new message appeared, transmitted directly to the collective's secure channel. Everyone in the room froze. How is this possible? Hajun demanded. Humans can't access our quantum network. They shouldn't be able to, Juri whispered, staring at the screen in amazement. The message was simple. To the High Council of the collective, we request peaceful contact. We offer not submission but cooperation. Different does not mean dangerous. We can show you. Below the message was a stream of data, scientific formulas, mathematical equations, art, music, and philosophy. They're sharing their knowledge, Juri said, studying the data. Everything from basic science to advanced theories. Min-soo's face darkened. This proves nothing. They stole our technology to send this message. No, Daeho said, stepping forward. Look at the signal pattern. It's not our technology. It's human technology, modified to work with ours. They built a quantum transmitter from scratch, in minutes, under pressure. Hajun shook his head. Impossible. Quantum communication takes decades to develop. Another message appeared on the screen. We know you're afraid of us. We understand fear, but we offer friendship instead of fear. Please call off your ships. Let us talk. Human to collective. Different, but equal. The room went silent. The council members looked at each other, then at Min-soo. High Counselor, Daeho said quietly. This is why I sent my team to Earth. This is what I wanted you to see. Humans don't follow the patterns we expect, but that doesn't make them a threat. It makes them unique. Min-soo stared at the screen for a long time. Finally, he turned to the technician. Order the ships to stand down. I will speak with these humans myself. In Ji-hoon's lab, everyone held their breath as the collective ships suddenly stopped their attack. Their weapons powered down. One by one, the ships moved away from the building. It worked? Yoon-ha couldn't believe it. The quantum device beeped. A message appeared on the screen. Humans of Earth, this is High Counselor Min-soo of the Collective. We accept your request for dialogue. Ji-hoon read the message aloud. They want to talk. Another message followed. You have achieved what no other species has done. You accessed our network using your own technology. You showed courage by helping strangers. You offered knowledge instead of threats. We were wrong about your kind. Taemin smiled at the two humans. You did it, you changed their minds. What happens now? Ji-hoon asked. Now, Taemin said, we make history. 1 month later, Ji-hoon, Yoon-ha, and a small team of Earth's best scientists stood before the full High Council of the Collective. They were the first humans to leave Earth officially, traveling to the Collective's central hub on a massive space station orbiting a distant star. Min-soo rose from his seat. Welcome, humans of Earth. Today marks a new chapter for the galaxy, Ji-hoon stepped forward. In the past month, he had learned much about the Collective and the thousands of worlds under its protection. Thank you, High Counselor. We come with open minds and open hearts. Min-soo nodded. When we first observed your planet, we saw only the chaos of your development. We feared your unpredictability. We were wrong. All species have gifts, Ji-hoon said. Ours is thinking differently. Indeed. Min-soo looked at the other council members. For 10,000 years, the collective has guided the galaxy. We brought order and peace, but we also brought stagnation. We followed patterns so long we forgot how to create new ones. He turned back to the humans. Your species reminded us of something important. Progress comes not from order alone, but from the courage to try new paths. Yunha smiled. We have a saying on Earth, the greatest risk is taking no risks at all. Min-soo seemed to consider this. A very human thought, and a wise one. Commander Dae-ho, now restored to his position, stood beside the humans. The collective feared Earth because humans were different. Now we understand that different isn't dangerous, it's essential. So what now? Ji-hoon asked. What happens to Earth? Min-soo spread his arms in a welcoming gesture. Now, humans join the galaxy not as subjects of the collective but as partners. We have much to learn from each other. As the council chamber filled with applause, Ji-hoon looked at Yunha. They had journeyed farther than any humans before them. They had faced fear and found friendship instead. The galaxy's most advanced species had feared just one planet, but in the end that fear turned to hope. Hope for a future where different paths led to the same stars.